Boss, I want to talk to you about LLC Business Creation, and I want to share with you 5 quick and easy steps to creating and filing an LLC for less than $100. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's topic. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sorty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about LLC Business Creation. So we have 5 quick and easy steps to creating and filing a limited liability company for less than $100, okay? Now, LLCs are formed with a state government, right? Normally through the Secretary of State or a similar agency. So you'll need to gather the details of your business and provide them with a formal document. I will explain that later on. So depending on the state you are filing in, this document is known as your Articles of Organization, Certificate of Formation, or something similar, okay? And the cool thing is, if you are forming an LLC with other people, just make sure that you gather and provide information about them also, including their name, address, and their ownership in the new business. You also need to provide details like your business name and address, details of your registered agent, the purpose of your business, and the name of the incorporator. So, number 1, we are talking about the name. Name is really important. You need to choose a name. Choose a name for your LLC according to your state's requirements for LLCs. In other words, you want to make sure the name is available. You want to go to the website, to the State Department's website to have to have clear instructions about that. The name must be distinct from any other business name. Really important. So you want to dig a little deeper to make sure that your name is unique. Okay, and every state website, every State Department website has a database where you can search for existing names. Please use that, boss. I want you to use that. Okay. And the name must indicate that it is an LLC with endings like limited liability company, limited company, or the abbreviations LLCs, L.C. And in some states, they want you to have limited, so LTD liability company. Okay. So this is important. And the thing here is that you really want to avoid using certain forbidden words like bank, insurance, or corporation. Those are, from a legal perspective, those are loaded words, okay? And you can check the name availability at your state's LLC office. Please do that, okay? It is also possible to reserve your chosen name for some time before filing articles of organization. So you don't have to do things right away. If you don't have time, just wait and you just reserve the name. So first thing, you want to choose the name. That is free. Second thing is you want to get an address, okay? You also need to file an official address for your LLC. And again, it depends on the requirements vary state by state, okay? And you also want to look at other LLC formation options because some states will allow you to file a special type of LLC. For example, you might choose to set yourself up as a professional LLC or a series LLC, okay? So big decision time, boss, big decision time. Have you already chosen the name? If yes, have you reserved the name before filing the articles of our organization? Have you gotten an address? Have you looked at other LLC formation options? Boss, I want you to answer yes to all those 3 questions. The second thing is, the first thing is the name, okay? Second thing is the organization itself. So under the umbrella of organization, there are 2 things I want you to pay attention to. You need to file articles of organization. This is also writing the articles itself is free, but the $100 is the filing fee. So all states, or most of them, require a filing fee that goes from $50 to $100. This is the only thing you can pay for. You can actually do the rest of the things yourself. But if you have more money, the better, because you can hire other people to do it for you. But the filing fee is the only amount you have to spend and you have to give this to the state. So file articles of organization. So what are those? Those are basic formation documents, okay? And you can file them online, by mail, or in person with the state LLC filing office. And basically you have there are gazillions of templates online, okay? And the names, so if you look at a template, they just want you to have the LLC's name, address, its purpose, the period of its existence. Is it like 50 years, 25 years, 99 years, whatever, okay? And in some cases, the documents want to indicate the names of the members, okay? It takes about a few minutes to fill out those forms. Nothing complicated, okay? File articles of organization. You can do this yourself. You don't need a lawyer to do this for you. After doing that, you need to create an operating agreement, okay? So though not required by state law, it is a great idea to create an operating agreement, because this will basically define the ownership structure and the operation procedures of the company. This is important, okay? So the following are the essential elements that you want to put in an operating agreement. Again, you have a lot of templates online that you can download and customize to your particular LLC. So you want to indicate the interest percentage each member has in the business. If this is a single member LLC, this will be only you, and you will still need to file articles of organization though. And you will still need to create, needing is a big word, but it is good that you create an operating agreement, even if you're a single member LLC. So in that document, you have the interest percentage of each member, the rights and responsibilities of the members, the voting power of the members, okay? Distribution of profits and losses. This is really important. Management rules of the LLC, meeting and voting rule, provisions about buying and selling members' interest. Now, you might be thinking this is just a lot of BS. No, because if you have a multi-member LLC, you'll thank me later on when you have lots of partners, lots of members. If you have 2 or 3 members, things can be fine. But once you have 10 or 15 or 20, if you have no legal structure, legal context to resolve, members' issues or profit and loss issues, you cannot survive. So an operating agreement is really what it is. It is an operational agreement. Number 3, I want to talk to you about the paperwork. So number 1, the name, right? Name and address. Number 2, the organization. Number 3, the paperwork. Now, when we talk about paperwork, we speak about 2 things that you really want to pay attention to. And you need to get the formation documents from the Secretary of State website. That is free. So what is that? The thing here is that if you want to form an LLC, there is a form that you need to fill out, where you provide all the relevant information about the LLC, right? And that you can get it from the website of your Secretary of State. You go to their website and you can normally download the relevant document as a Word file or a fillable PDF, okay? And the cool thing is that some states will allow you to file directly online. So one thing you need to make sure, review the documents. I want you to review it in and out. Again, you can do this for free. You have you don't need to hire an attorney for that. You can do it yourself. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. Okay, but just make sure that you read you want to read the documents. You want to review it. Make sure that you understand everything, and provide the appropriate information. Okay. The second thing you need to do is you need to so once you get the formation documents, you need to fill it out and file the formation documents. You need to file it. And now this is where I was just talking to you about the $100 filing fee. In some cases it is $50, in some cases $75. It depends on the state. Okay. You need to pay your state fee either online or at a local office. Very important. I want you to really pay attention here. You want to have a receipt of your fee. Once you make the payment, make sure you have a filing receipt. You want to have a receipt for the filing fee. This is really, really important. And in some cases, you are able to pay for expedited filing. In other words, let's say you're just rushing, you want to get things done real quick. Well, the state might allow you to pay extra to expedite things. People do it all the time. If you just want to seize a business loan opportunity, or you want to seize a business opportunity in general, you might want to expedite the whole thing. So instead of 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, things get done within 24 hours. So big decision time, boss. Big decision time. What is your paper? Have you gotten the paperwork that you need? Have you downloaded the formation documents from your state Secretary of State's website? Have you filled it out? Have you reviewed the documents? Very important. The fourth thing you need to do if you want to create your LLC business is to take care of compliance. So under the umbrella of compliance, there are three important things I want to talk to you today about. And those are important. Those are quintessential. First, you want to designate a registered agent. Okay. Now, the thing here is that you will need to provide the name and address of your LLC's registered agent. In some cases, it is called a resident agent or agent for service of process. So this is basically the person you appoint to accept official documents for your business. Now, depending on the states, it doesn't matter the states you are registered in. All LLCs are required to have a registered agent. Okay, this is important. Now, the cool thing is you can choose to be a registered agent yourself. In other words, you're not paying anything. So the cost is $0. Or you can appoint another LLC manager as a registered agent. Or our preference, our recommendation is to use a professional registered agent service. It can be Northwest, it can be InkFile, it can be Zoom Business. Okay. The thing is, you will need to provide details of your registered agent in your company formation document. Okay, so this is important. So when it comes to compliance, the second thing is, so besides designating a registered agent, you got to think about deciding on a management structure. This is important. You need to indicate whether the business will be managed by members, by you or one of the members, by managers, or by a hired professional. The states want to have visibility into that because for an LLC, but one thing for sure, if you are a single member LLC, that's fine. It's only you. If you're a multi-member LLC, you need to clarify things. The states want to have a visibility into your business because conflicts arise from time to time between members of an LLC, and the clearer the foundation, the better. Okay. And the third thing you need to do when it comes to compliance is to publish a notice of formation. Now, some states require you to publish a notice in your local newspaper about forming an LLC. And after doing that, you receive an affidavit. And so you are basically, they tell you that you comply with the state requirements, okay? And again, it is optional. You want to double check with your state to make sure that they do or do not require that, okay? And you have to understand that you need to, if you have to, you need to publish notice of formation in 2 newspapers in the county where the business is located once a week for 6 successive weeks. In other words, you want to give everybody the opportunity to know that, hey, listen, this LLC has been created. Okay, and you must include the articles of incorporation or a notice that indicates that your business is located at a certain place. So this could be mandatory depending on the states you're in. So the 5th step that is also critical is licensing. Boss, are you listening to me here? Okay. So when we talk about LLC business, you need, depending on the states you're in and depending on the industry you're in, industry is really critical here. Whether your LLC is in nursing, for instance, or firearms, there are certain things that you need to do. You need to obtain permits and licenses, and you might need to get a tax registration certificate. Okay, you might need to get an EIN, a seller's permit, a zoning permit. Okay, so the thing here is that forming an LLC usually does not require a business license, but requirements vary depending on the type of business and where the business is located. Okay, so this is important. So if somebody asks you, can you have an LLC without a business license? Yes, of course. But if your activity falls under a federally or state regulated industry, then you will need to actually have that, because actually only certain types of businesses require a federal license. This business include those that engage in mining and drilling, nuclear energy, alcohol manufacturing, importing or selling, aviation, fishing and wildlife, commercial fisheries, agriculture, firearms, ammunition or explosives, maritime transportation, radio and television, and transportation in general. Okay, so you really have to think about that. And in some cases, you will need a local business license, depending again on the local regulations. So we're talking about restaurants, child care centers, hair and nail salons, dry cleaning, mechanics, insurance agencies, electricians, plumbers. The list here is not exhaustive, but it just kind of gives you an idea. Okay, and so what type of license does your business require will depend again on the activity, okay, and on the location. And one thing that's important to understand is that some states want you to actually put DBA at the end of your LLC. In other words, they want you to put doing business as, especially if you are a single member LLC. Okay, but overall, businesses require a business license because they want to protect the public. That's what it is, or for national security purposes. Okay, they want to make sure that things are really clear, and they need to know who operates those businesses. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sort of Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you today about LLC Business Creation. And I gave you 5 important elements you need to think about if you want to create and file an LLC for less than $100. So I spoke to you about the name, the organization, the paperwork. We spoke about compliance, and we spoke about licensing. Okay. Now, for licensing, you might have to pay a few dollars here and there, but we did not include that fee in the total fee because licensing is optional. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about post formation. There are a few things you need to do. Once your LLC is formed, congratulations. This is really great. Okay. So once you have filed the formal documents with the state, 2 things will happen. First, you will receive a notification that your LLC has been officially formed. This is really great. Okay. And number 2, they will tell you can start operating. And from that, you can actually open a business checking account, business savings account. You can get a business credit card. You can start operating. Okay. Your state formation agency will normally provide this notification by mail. Don't you fall for an email or for a phone. No, they will send you an official mail. So don't you fall for a scammy correspondence, piece of correspondence from somebody. No. Okay. And so after your LLC is formed, you want to get an EIN from the IRS, again, an employer identification number. And you also need to decide if you want to do business under a different name. I just spoke about that, the DBA. Okay. Because this is something you can do. You can actually, for privacy reasons, you can do that. This is known as an assumed fictitious or doing business as name, DBA name. Okay. And this is something that's totally legal, not a problem. And you want to research and apply for additional business licenses and permits that you need. In other words, those permits you currently don't have because your business is evolving. The legislation, the laws are evolving. So you constantly want to make sure that whatever you have, it is in sync with the latest in your industry. Okay. And you want to file a regular business report and pay a fee. So most state governments require you to file a regular report on your business every year. Okay. Although this does vary. And the thing is that they just want to have visibility into your business. They want to have high level information into your business. They're not asking you to provide, granular data. No, they just want to know overall if you are in shape. And after that, they will deliver something called a certificate of good standing. there are other things you need to think about. So we are still speaking about post formation here, boss. Okay, you need to prepare a file and pay your self-employment, state, sales, and federal taxes. Yeah, this is important. I mean, there are a lot of taxes you need to pay as an LLC, and make sure that you pay all of them and on time, because there are penalties. Okay, we are speaking about federal taxes, but also state taxes. Those are two important ones. Okay, and you need to choose if you want to be taxed as an S corporation to reduce your self-employment tax liability, and you can do so by filing IRS Form 2553. Let me just break it down. Normally, when you have an LLC, if you are a single member LLC, the IRS looks at you as what they call a disregarded entity. So as a disregarded entity, you basically are you are transferring the profits and losses of your business onto your Schedule C on your Form 1040. Okay, so there is no double taxation. There is single taxation at the personal level. This is if you have a single member LLC. Now, if you have a multi-member LLC and you have not filed an election to change your filing status, the IRS by default will want you to file as a partnership. Okay, so in other words, you have to file Form 1065. And again, when you file Form 1065, this is quote unquote an information return, because you're not paying taxes at the business level. Okay, because for LLCs, we're speaking about single taxation, but you gave the IRS data about your business. And in addition to that, you have to file Schedules K1. You have to send Schedules K1 to all members of the LLC, and those members will pay taxes at the individual level. They will actually transfer data from the Schedule K1 and put it onto their Forms 1040. Okay, this is really important to know. But if you want to change the status from partnership to S corporation, you need to file IRS Form 2553. Okay. Also, don't forget to trademark your business or brand name to protect it from infringement. This is important because especially when your business starts making money, you really want to protect the IP, the intellectual property of that business. This is very, very important. Thank you so much for your attention, boss. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about LLC Business Creation, 5 quick and easy steps for creating and filing an LLC for less than $100. First, you want to take care of the name. Number 2, the organization. We're speaking about articles of organization and operating agreement. Number 3, the paperwork. So make sure that you download and fill out the formation documents. Number 4, we speak about compliance. So you want to designate a registered agent, decide on management structure. You want to publish a notice of formation, depending on the states where you are. Number 5, licensing, very important. Thank you so much for your attention. And there are a few things you need to do post formation to take care of your business. Thank you so much for your attention. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.